Good afternoon, everyone. Happy Sunday. Welcome to Bariatrics and Tips. I am Michelle Geeson. Thank you so much for joining me today. As always, it feels like it's been forever since we have been on a recipe demonstration because last week it was Saturday, so we could celebrate Easter. So I hope everyone had a great holiday. For those of you who had spring break, I hope you had a great spring break and it has left you feeling refreshed and engaged and ready to take on a new week. We've got a lot in store for you today. It's going to be a great show. I was actually teetering between doing this particular segment on burgers and fries, but I'm so glad that I did because not only did I learn a lot in the process, I know I'm going to be able to pass on that knowledge to you, but this is a true testament to having your cake and eating it too, or having your fries and eating it too. You know, one thing that we all have in common is that we have had weight loss surgery or we're gearing up to for weight loss surgery. And I know a lot of our new members are gearing up for it. So this is a really special episode to share because food is such a large part of our lives, whether we like it or not. And we have to learn how to coexist with it. It's just plain and simple. We have to learn how to eat to live, not live to eat. And it's really important that we all just take the word deprived out of our vocabulary because there's no way you or I should ever have to walk the face of this earth feeling deprived. Life after bariatric surgery should not be spent wishing that we could have this and wishing that we can have that. There are ways for us to not feel deprived and to make really good, healthy choices and still enjoy food and enjoying that social aspect that food brings to us, whether we like it or not. So we're going to have some good times. Hold on, I'm looking. Oh, thanks, Melissa. I'm glad that you're excited for it too. You help me so much, more than you know. So thank you for everything that you do to help me prepare. But you know, this is our second chance. I always called my bariatric surgical date my rebirth day, and I'm going to be celebrating my rebirth day here soon on April 22nd. And it is a time for celebration. We have been reborn. We have been given a second chance to live and live on our terms because we made the conscious decision to have weight loss surgery. It was not an easy fix. It was not a shortcut. It was something, a bold and daring move that we decided we wanted to do in order to add years back onto our lives and make sure that we had time to see our kids and our grandkids grow. It's a great time for us to be able to celebrate holidays and birthdays and milestones. And just because we had weight loss surgery doesn't mean we have to be deprived of any of that. And you're going to see on this episode, and you can see on other episodes too, on my YouTube channel, as well as on our group Facebook page, that we don't have to feel deprived. That is my biggest thing. I had my post-op surgical appointment combined with my annual bariatric appointment this past week with my surgeon. She's one of my greatest allies and an absolute pleasure to have her as the head of my medical team. And if she's watching, hi Dr. Holman. But at any rate, I was very happy at my stats. I'm at an all-time low. My hernia symptoms are completely gone. And we were talking about my Facebook page and the things that I've been doing to help not just engage myself, but to help all of you too, because I just long to be able to pay this forward. I'm so engaged and I'm so motivated to stay this way and to pass on my knowledge. So if there's anything that I ever can do for you, please let me know. I'm not a pro by any means. I'm a pro for me. I know what works for me. And I support the fact that I may have a lot of best practices that may or may not work for you, and that's fine. We can definitely agree that we all take little bits and pieces from everything that we've read and everything that even our medical team has told us, and we find ways to make it our own. And that's what I'm going to show you today on Bariatrics and Tips. We are going to do burgers and fries. We're going to spend a little bit more time on fries because I think that's a really good comfort food and a great way to see some variety so that you don't feel deprived. Remember, our motto is to live large, cook small, and find flavor in all we do. And I have dedicated myself to doing that for myself because I know that I'm worth it, and I know my family's worth it, whether they see that or not. But also, you guys are worth it too. And so the first thing that we're going to do, if you're new to Bariatrics and Tips on Facebook Live, welcome. We always start off with the Sunday Spotlight, and I've got a great Sunday Spotlight for you. Sunday Spotlight is dedicated today to Leslie Mathis. Leslie is actually someone that I met online, but she's here local in Grand Rapids, Michigan, and she and I go to the same bariatric clinic. We attend a support group together, and we are kindred spirits of sorts, and I really enjoy talking to her during our support group and even through our Facebook chats. So Leslie was so kind as to accept my invitation today to be part of the Sunday Spotlight. She did provide me with a picture. This is Leslie. Say hi to Leslie. Hi, Leslie. So hopefully you can see her. I'm trying to make sure that there's no glare. All right. Leslie, she forgot to tell me what date her surgery was, but she recently had sleeve, and she says that this was recommended to her for her health by her cardiologist. And she was having some breathing and heart issues that she really wanted to address and nip in the bud. And she's so excited to be able to experience this journey. She stated that the first 2 weeks were really, really tough, but she did it. And that's the main thing you have to think about. Every time you reach a milestone, you did it. You did it because you did it. Not because someone told you to, not because someone gave you some anesthesia and put a scope down you. That's just a tool. You do the work, you make the magic, and you're the reason why you are losing weight. So congratulations, Leslie. If everyone can give her a nice little wave or a round of applause or whatever we can do on this Facebook Live page. The Sunday Spotlight was dedicated to her. Leslie does receive one of our Bariatrics and Tips magnets as a free gift, and I will get that out to you this week, Leslie. I've got your envelope already made out, so you are good to go. Thank you so much. The recipes that you're going to see today are going to be posted on our group Facebook page starting at 3 o'clock. I believe there's a 3, a 3:30, a 4, and a 5 o'clock, if I'm not mistaken. But you're going to see some trends to these recipes. They are not rocket science recipes. They are things that you've seen before. There are things that you have probably done before. And really, you just need to know the premise of them, and you can easily make them your own, okay? I decided to capitalize on fries, and so I'm gonna do the fries part second, and I'm gonna show you the burgers part real quick, because we could talk all day about burgers, how to make the best burger, what kind of meat to use, this and that, but really what it all boils down to is what you want. Things that I have chosen recently, I love turkey. I would always yield to turkey first and make a good turkey burger. If I'm choosing ground beef, I'm going to choose extra lean, and when I patty those up, I'm going to make sure that I put a little dimple with my thumb in the center of the burger, because as they rise and as they cook, you don't want them to bubble up, because that can create some uneven cooking. I also learned that you're not supposed to take your spatula and press down on it to like flatten them. Another good reason why you should do the little dimple in the center. But if you're squeezing them down, you're taking all the juice out of the burger that should be left in the burger. So that's a good trick. I think I might have posted that on a trick or tip that was recent. But at any rate, I have also done chicken burgers. Those are pretty tasty. As far as turkey, I use the regular 85% lean turkey. If you buy the extra lean ground turkey, you're gonna deal with a burger that looks almost stark white, and it's not very pleasing to the eye. Doesn't mean it's not good. It just means that I use extra lean ground turkey for other recipes. So I do a turkey burger. I've already made it for you today. And I noticed for me that like the turkey burgers that come prepackaged, Jenny O is the brand that I always buy. That particular brand, I'm good with just half of a burger. Whatever works for you guys. So the dishes that I'm gonna show you today are half burgers. But what I like about them is that they fit perfectly into either your Mr. Tortilla or your Mission Street Taco tortilla. Remember, the Mr. Tortilla has 15 calories and 1 carb per tortilla, and the Mission one has 35 calories and only a carb and a half. You can use these for different things. Actually, Melissa and I were having a nice heated debate on what we like better. And the consensus is that Mr. Tortilla is best for some particular things, and these are good for some particular things. The reason I like these for like a hamburger bun is because they're girthier, they're thicker, they're more, you're more able to like bite into them and chew them, whereas these are super like pancake thin. Not even pancake thin, thinner than thin. And these are really great for making my own tortilla chips, spraying them with cooking spray and lightly dusting them with salt, and then baking them in the oven, and I can eat my chips and salsa and not feel guilty. But they're good as a hamburger bun, don't get me wrong. But what I'm trying to focus on is that you have options. And so what I have prepared are 2 half turkey burgers, one with the Mr. Tortilla, and then one with the Mission carb tortilla. I've got tomatoes on there. I've got just a small piece of American cheese on this one, and I've got some shredded Gouda on this one. They're both topped with cherry tomatoes, and then they both have a strip of ketchup at the bottom. But the really cool thing is if you line up your half of a turkey burger properly, you can actually, whoops, I just totally tipped it over, and that should be like an outtake. But at any rate, you can make them taco shaped, or at least a way for you to be able to hold them. Sorry, I'm licking my fingers. I totally balked on that. And the same thing with this. Whoa, I almost dropped that one too. But this is what I had the other day for dinner. This is the Mission Street Taco one. And this makes a very substantial burger. And I was probably more than 80% full by the time that I was done with my half. It was the perfect amount of food. One of the things that I always seem to get like anxious on is whether or not it's going to fill me up. And members of my family say it all the time, and it always makes me laugh because we're always so worried about, is it going to fill me up? Is it going to fill me up? And truth of the matter is, it's probably going to fill you up. If you've had weight loss surgery, you can pretty much count on it. You know, the thing is you want to make sure that you're chewing properly and making sure that you're not getting huge chunks down your throat. You want to chew and you want to enjoy, and then you want to keep asking yourself and being mindful of whether or not you're full. And that half of a burger is going to be more than enough. They say that your meal should fit into the palm of your hand, and that half of a burger certainly does. Pardon me, I'm going to dry my hands. So those are 2 really great burger ideas for you. And this week, I think we are planning on burgers twice this week. So I know that I'm in really good hands with what I have, what I choose to have, not what I have to have, because I can have whatever I want, but I'm choosing to have those. And that's where you have to take control back. And I say it all the time. It's all about what you want. Did you want to have weight loss surgery? Yes. Could you have it? Sure. But did you want to have it? Yes. Can you have an ice cream sundae? Sure, you can. You can pick it up, you can put it in your mouth, but should you have it? And if you should have it, how much should you have? These are the questions that we always need to ask ourselves, and it's such a great way to be empowered and remain engaged in your own process and stay in control. There are a lot of things that I choose not to have because I know how they will affect me physically. And so that being said, I hope you enjoy that burger part of our Burgers and Fries edition. Okay, we're going to shift over to fries because I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 fries for you to see. And if you can't see them, I'll make sure that I show you them. But I'm going to talk about I'm going to try and think of how I'm going to phrase this. There's lots of ways that you can make fries, and there are a lot of tools out there that you can use. All the fries that you're going to see today, I have made using the same tool, and I have air fried them. Now yesterday I did try them in the oven, and I was able to roast them, and you would get the same kind of output. So whether you have an air fryer or an oven or a toaster oven, whatever you want to use, you can still make these and it'll still be absolutely amazing. I've got beet fries, sweet potato fries, russet potato fries, jicama fries, parsnip fries, carrot fries, and then that pièce de résistance, I have zucchini fries and avocado fries. And I'm gonna show you those last because those are freaking amazing, okay? But you can take basically any root vegetable and you can make it into a fry. That's why I have like the beets and the jicama and the parsnip and the carrot. And I know that I spend a lot of time being really concerned about carbohydrates and carb count. And that's a Michelle thing. So I don't want to discourage you from being able to enjoy a potato or any type of root vegetable. These are the good kind of carbs. These are the carbs that you still shouldn't have in excess because you want to fill yourself up on protein before you fill yourself up on carbs, if that makes sense. At least that's what my dietitian would say. And if any of the information that I'm giving you doesn't feel right for your own scenario, please check with your surgeon, check with your dietitian, okay? I'm again showing you what works for me. So the beet fries, I've been on the fence with beets for a long time because three of my best friends love beets, and I just could not jump on that bandwagon. But I did. I finally jumped on, and I'm still a little teetery, but I'm there. And I did try these beet fries, and they were actually quite good. I have a friend that roasts beets all the time with olive oil and sea salt, and she just doesn't stop talking about them. So I got on the bandwagon, and I tried my beet fries. You have to be careful with beets because they are like a deep, beautiful, purpley, reddish color, and they do stain. But I put just cooking spray on this because I was dealing with the air fryer and a little bit of sea salt, and they're amazing. They're absolutely amazing. So you can see they're kind of dark in color, but what a great tasty treat. And you know, our first of 8 ways to not feel deprived. All of these fries in the air fryer I did on 350 for about 15 minutes. You could up it a little if you want to speed up the process. Again, I used cooking spray. You can also drizzle olive oil on that and some sea salt. You could put garlic salt on it, Lowry salt. You're the boss of what you put into your mouth. So take an opportunity and find your flavors, find the things that you love and just season the heck out of it. It's a great way to live large and find flavor in all you do. The sweet potato fries and the russet fries, I cooked at the same time. They turned out great. They're both really crispy. Again, I used cooking spray and some sea salt. You could even vary the sweet potato fries a little, and you could sprinkle some cinnamon or some pumpkin pie seasoning on them, and maybe even some of that butter spray that you can find at the grocery store. That would be a really nice side dish. But here's what those look like. So there's our sweet potato and russet potato fries. Then I did jicama and parsnip. And parsnip I have done before. Parsnip is a vegetable that my grandmother loved, and she always put it in her homemade chicken soup, which I make now for my family. And so it's kind of like a comfort food for me because it always brings me back to my grandma's house. But it makes a really good French fry too. So thank you, Grandma, win-win. We can make your soup and then we can make fries. But at any rate, parsnips are good. It's another root vegetable. It's got a nice little zip to it. They're kind of mild. And I just season them the way I do regular potatoes. Super, super good. And then the jicama is new. It's kind of like a Mexican type vegetable. I believe it's a root vegetable. If anyone knows more about jicama, let me know. I didn't have enough time to fully start really learning about it. I just happened to be at the store this morning, and I saw it. I'm like, I'll try it. The one thing I will tell you about jicama, it's got like a waxy exterior to it, a waxy skin. So you have to start it, you have to peel it. And I used a carrot peeler, but then I was able to actually peel it off, and it was very satisfying. And then I just chopped everything up. You're gonna see that everything is pretty French fry cut pretty uniformly. And it was because of the tool that I used. I used my my new Easy Prep mandolin. It's a Pampered Chef brand new product that they have, and it's absolutely a complete life-changing game changer. And so I enjoy Pampered Chef plenty. And I know if you've seen another episode, I talk about it at least once during my Facebook Live presentations. But I don't work for Pampered Chef. I don't collect any income from them. In fact, I turn my income over to them. So again, I know it works for me, and I love my Pampered Chef products. So those are our jicama and parsnip fries. Carrot fries are amazing, and I have something funny to show you about the carrot fries, but they're really, I mean, if you put them up to the sweet potatoes, you can kind of see a difference in color. The carrot ones are a little bit more orangey, but they are so good. They're so good with a little bit of sea salt and pepper. They taste fantastic, and all of these are pretty crispy, and you can leave them in the air fryer for as long as you want, or the oven for as long as you want, until they get nice and crispy, and they can make a really good addition to any dish that you have. And one thing that I learned as far as burgers and fries, I've been watching a lot of Food Network lately, and whenever I watch diners, drive-ins, and dives, there was one place, and I don't remember what state the restaurant was in, but they served French fries in the burger. And I thought that was like a great idea, because you could easily put the carrot fries or the parsnip or the jicama or even the beets, and you could load them on your burger too. And that would be a pretty nice, indulging kind of feeling to have when you start mixing things like that. So that was something I just learned. Now I'm going to talk about the avocado and the zucchini fries. And this is like life-changing, game-changing, everything. Okay. So here are the avocado fries, okay? They are sliced avocado, and all I did, and they're super crispy, and these are the zucchini fries, and again, super crispy, and yes, they're breaded, and I say breaded in my air quotes. I took the Fab 4 concoction of my mozzarella stick recipe, and I used that for the breading. And then I followed the recipe, and I made avocado and zucchini fries. They're fantastic. I also, pardon me. Oh, and one more thing. We're going to circle back to the carrots. I totally forgot to show you something. I have like show and tell day too. And then I made a dipping sauce. This is a cilantro, lime, garlic dipping sauce. So think of it as your ranch dressing. I used a little bit of Greek yogurt, a smidgen of sour cream, just to give it that tang that sour cream delivers. I used garlic seasoning, which is a Tastefully Simple product, and I used fresh cilantro, and I think that's it. And let me tell you, they're amazing. So now you've got your dip, and you're thinking that you're eating like you're at a restaurant, and there's absolutely no deprivation here. This is an amazing meal or appetizer, and I love them. And the avocado, the one thing that you do differently with the avocado, you're still going to follow the mozzarella recipe, and I do have this recipe presented to you this afternoon. I think it's the 330 recipe, but the one thing that you have to make sure you do to prepare, so instead of putting these in like an egg wash bath at the beginning, the way you do it with the mozzarella sticks, you're actually going to soak them in lime juice. And what that does is, yes, it prevents browning, if that's what you're saying, but it prevents browning during the cooking process, because the last thing you want to do is bite into this bad boy and have it look like poop. So I don't want that for you or for me. So make sure you give it a lime juice bath. It could be fresh lime juice, it could be bottled. I actually used bottled today. But when you bite into this, and I am going to demonstrate, I am going to volunteer as tribute in this exercise gladly. You can see, I'm going to lean, you can see that it's nice and green inside. That's because of the lime juice. These things are amazing. It's so delicious. In a great way to have a really nice appetizer and not have to worry about feeling like you committed some colossal bariatric sin. You don't have to feel deprived, and you won't feel deprived after eating any of this. Now, the things that I've used in this demonstration should be all things that you have access to. The vegetables are relatively cheap at the store. I did use slightly larger potatoes just because the Pampered Chef tool that I have, it slices them. I mean, it's crazy fast. And I think I have a demonstration video on our group page of it. It's like a 15-second video. It's wild. But I used a carrot like the size of my youngest daughter. Look at this carrot. Seriously, look at this carrot. This thing is huge. It's like larger than my arm, part of my arm. And I just fed it into this mandolin and it sliced those things up so nice. And that's how I did my French fry cutter. But if you don't have any kind of fancy machine, you can use a knife. You can use a crinkle cutter. I wonder if you have access to this and you can make it like a nice, you can just, chop them and then they have that crinkle cut pattern in it. And, if anything, just use a knife. You can still get the same output using, just regular tools and utensils. So hopefully that gives you some food for thought, literally and figuratively. Does anybody have any questions? If you do, try and pose them because I can still kind of see. Again, cooking spray, salt and pepper are great. It's not like it's like the chocolate and vanilla of cooking. You should always be happy to use salt and pepper. They do add some good flavor. That is my demonstration for you today. It has been a pleasure cooking these fries for you because I've been eating them now for 2 days and it is lovely and absolutely, utterly delightful. So just a few things that I want to make sure that we talk about next week. April 18th, we've got Veggie Patch Hacks. So I probably won't be talking a lot about French fries and that veggie thing, but I'll have some really good tips and tricks and tips for you. April 25th, we are doing wonton wrapper wacko. And if you've never used a wonton wrapper before, oh my goodness, you can use them for so much, including pizza, including dessert. And I can't wait to show you those on April 25th. And then on May 2nd, we're gonna do my plate versus your plate. This is a topic that my husband actually gave me an idea for weeks and weeks ago when I made something that he liked and then I made my version of it and we sat down at the table to eat, and my version was just a smaller version of his, doctored up a little so I could live with myself and all that good stuff. And so I've got a couple dishes that I'm thinking of for that episode, but I still have a few weeks left, and that's going to be a really fun one. So I don't know if I can get him to be part of that, but we'll see. That would be kind of funny. And at any rate, if you have any questions about anything that you saw today, any of the products or tools or anything that I've used, please let me know because I'm an open book and I love to talk about food and kitchen gadgets and ways to slim things down and ways to live large and cook small and find flavor in absolutely everything that I do. I'm going to be eating French fries for a very long time this week. It's going to be so much fun. So make sure that the air fryer is nice and clean and I will be on my way. Remember that Bariatrics and Tips is on all social media, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, TikTok, Snapchat, and Instagram. There will be a live video, there'll be a video replay as soon as we're done with this broadcast, and then I will have the YouTube link posted as well. I would really appreciate everybody heading on and moseying over to YouTube and subscribing because that way you ensure that you don't miss a single thing. We've got some fun things planned for the summer. The spotlight, again, if you wanted to volunteer for a Sunday spotlight, please message me. Otherwise, if I don't hear from anyone, I'm gonna seek one special person out and see if they would commit to that for me. And you get a magnet in the process. Thanks, Liz, I appreciate it. Liz says everything looks so good. Trust me, it was good. And I liked the beets. It was very delightful, if you get my drift. So that's the scoop. I think that's it. How did we do on time today? 2:30, right on the money. I hope everybody has an absolute great Sunday. I hope you have some great dinners planned for you and your family today and this week. Thank you so much for spending some time with me today. It means a lot to me that you take time out of your day to tune in, and I'm gonna keep going forth and doing what I love, and I will see you here next week for Veggie Patch Hacks. Have a great Sunday, okay? Bye.